Hello the internet. It is Sunday the 15th of September 2024 and welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to Ellery's big hole with a sunrise bigging up in the sky and the wind that we've come accustomed to. And in regards to last night's discussion, we have to, I guess we've got to make a decision this morning on what happens. Marty and I did not see eye to eye last night, and I think this discussion needs to be centered more around, we need to focus on what we need to get done and where the chance to do that is, not about how intense or how gnarly Alice Springs could or could not be. I've moved well past that thought about how dangerous Alice Springs is. I'm not letting anything affect my judgment or my decisions. I'm aware of it, and that's the way it's gone for the last 3 weeks from the beginning of this trip, which is a very different take I've got from the start of the trip. And so the last chance we have to do all this stuff, in my opinion, is in Alice Springs. And so we've got to do it. Fix the awning, the leaks in the fridge we've got to fix. Well, not fix, but resolve. We've got to stock up. That needs to be done in a major metropolitan centre, and that's Alice Springs. So let's go there. But we'll talk about it, and hopefully we can see eye to eye. At the moment, though, I think it's going to be a case of morning wake-ups and maybe a dip in Ellery and a big hole. So unfortunately, Marty and I could not resolve our differences, our disagreements, and he has decided to leave the trip prematurely. We've had pretty much the whole day of arguing, well, the whole morning anyway, and then I'm in Alice right now. Marty's in Alice as well, but he's flying out tomorrow. I guess he's flying or he's greyhounding, I'm not too sure, but either way he ejected from the mission, and in many regards, in my mind, that is also our friendship done. It just seemed ridiculous that we couldn't resolve what happened last night, and it just doesn't seem, it seems like he's gone way too far with it. He wouldn't accept any of the blame, he wouldn't accept any of the responsibility, and he just said, I'm done, I'm leaving. And so I said, well, if you're done and you're leaving, then you're done and you're leaving. If I can't change your mind, then have a good one, take your stuff. He checked in someplace, I dropped him off there. I came and checked into the Gap View Hotel. Kind of a strange one here. It's like a motel hotel with a campground at the back. It is secured, but yeah, it's just a bit, I mean, it's not a bit, it's a huge upset. Yeah, and then at the end, Marty was saying, well, I'm not leaving because of any disagreement. I'm done with the trip. I'm like, no, the only reason you're leaving is because of the disagreement. Like, let's not undersell that. The disagreement came up and you're leaving. And if you want to see all the details of that, it's on the stream. If you want to go and watch it, I probably wouldn't advise it because it's pretty tedious. It's two grown men acting like children, and that's the nature of it. But I've got other things to attend to right now. Like, I definitely have to get this resolved. I went into a super cheap auto. They don't stock the parts. By the way, I've still got to strap that down. Tomorrow, ARB, and there's one called TJM, and there's Desert Dwellers. These all are Rhino Rack spare parts dealers. So I should be able to get that awning fixed tomorrow. Here there is the pressing need for me to clean the fridge and freezer and get that sorted. I have a full canister of water thanks to Marty's caravan park. When I said farewell, I went via his fresh water setup. There is one here as well, which I will use in the morning. Oh, you can't see it's behind that RV, but I'll use what I've got now to clean that fridge and freezer. And then I'm going to take all of my clothes, including washing, not linen, tea towels and stuff that hasn't been washed once on this trip. And while that's washing, they got a pool here. So I'm going to be swimming while it's washing. That's the plan anyway. Stick around. But I don't want to discredit this. I'm like really, really upset by all this. This is not how it should have ended. Like, we should have easily resolved this by now or today, but it just can't. Every time we talked about it, it just went back to what it was last night. And again, I don't want to drag out what it was, but if you are interested, it is on the live stream from today. I guess that'd be day 23, I think, 22. All right, let me do all this stuff. 44 minutes. Hey Siri, set a timer for 44 minutes. If I had a choice of places to swim, it would not be in a chlorinated pool. It would be in a big freshwater waterhole, such as the ones we've been at for the last 3 days. Just cracked the beer here after cleaning the fridge, putting the washing on and having a swim. Even though I rate this caravan park like a 4 out of 10, there is still some beautiful scenes to be had here. That still looks nice, right? Like, doesn't matter. I don't know how well that's picking that up. If I zoom in on that. Yeah, that's still pretty impressive, right? Another thing too, that I haven't even considered, when I'm on a local setup, like here, and camera's so close to the van, why bother putting up the extension and the transmitter when you can just literally run the HDMI cable straight to the source? That's just going straight into the switcher. No need for the transmitter at all. Oh, you can smell all my food down there, can't you? That's exactly where the fridge got cleaned out. Got myself a steak dinner here at the the Gap View Hotel. They're open till 1 a.m. There's not a soul in here except me. Got a pint of Guinness. Without going over the details of the day again, I am feeling optimistic. I'm feeling good. I'm also feeling sad, of course, but optimistic about from here on in what happens, where I go. You know, there was always going to come that time on this trip that I would be off on my own, and yeah, didn't want it to be in the circumstance that it is now, but here it is. Whatever that is, it's here, and now I'm going to try to embrace it. On the stream this afternoon, I was talking about, you know, once I leave Alice, that'll start to sort of put that behind. I feel like the Alice Springs sort of, let's call it the vibe of Alice Springs has always been a huge factor in this trip. It was a confusion, it was a concern, and we were being very cautious about it, whether we were right or wrong, or whether there isn't even anything to worry about, blah, 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 blah. The more that I move away from here, the more I'm going to feel better about here. Of course, I'm always going to feel like angry and bitter and upset about what happened with Marty, but if I can move away from this town, keep moving, that's going to make me feel better. So tonight will be the worst night, and then tomorrow will be slightly better, and then it's better and better, and blah, 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 blah. So if you enjoyed seeing me, I mean, you might say, well, why are you even documenting this? Well, I'm documenting the whole freaking trip, so this is what's happening. So this was always going to be a thing. It's always going to be documented, right? That's why I'm documenting it. It's the bad as well as the good. Like, share, and subscribe.